Key figures in the development of differentiated assessment. Howard Gardner. Howard Gardner is a developmental psychologist known for his theory of multiple intelligences. Gardner, a professor at Harvard, is a published author of several books and multiple articles. He believed that people have many different ways of learning. In fact, Gardner theorized that people had multiple ways of thinking and learning. He proposed that there were at least 7 to 10 distinct intelligences. He identified his intelligence in the book Frames of Mind. Some of the intelligences Gardner identified were verbal linguistic, which highlights the ability to effectively train and use languages. Gardner also identified bodily kinesthetic intelligence, which is the capacity to use bodily energy and coordination to express oneself and solve problems. Gardner's multiple intelligence theory validates educators' everyday experiences. Because students learn and think in different ways, his theory helps educators develop new approaches that might better meet the needs of a range of learners in their classes. Robert Marzano. Robert Marzano is the co-founder and CEO of Marzano Research in Colorado. Dr. Marzano is a leading researcher in education. He's an author, speaker, trainer on such topics as instruction and assessment, standards, writing and implementation, cognitive effective leadership, and school intervention. Marzano is a leading educational researcher in the instructional practices or strategies. Marzano's research teams are known for their relevant research, grouping of the research findings, analyzing the results, and calculating the effect that the practice has on learning. Marzano is also well known for translating his findings into easily used strategies for teachers and administrators. He actively seeks teachers and administrators to implement strategies in the classrooms and in schools, districts, and research projects. Marzano partners and collaborates with practitioners to really examine the effectiveness of various curriculum and instruction and assessment practices. He argues that instruction must reflect the best of what we know about how learning occurs. Carol Ann Tomlinson. Carol Ann Tomlinson has 21 years of educational experience as a public school teacher, program administrator of special services for struggling and advanced learners. Tomlinson's interests have centered around effective instruction in heterogeneous settings and encouraging creative and critical thinking in the classroom. The accomplished author has written over 200 articles, book chapters, books, and professional development materials. She has written and co-authored several books on differentiation. Tomlinson emphasized an effectively differentiated classroom also demonstrates important connections between assessment and the learning environment, and also between assessment and classroom leadership and management. She believes that when teachers regularly use assessment to help students develop competence and a sense of autonomy rather than judging them, then their environment feels safe and more predictable for the students. Teachers who help students understand that differentiated tasks often stem from assessment information help students to get a clearer understanding of the teacher's goal to help each learner take the next appropriate step in learning. Carol Ann Tomlinson revealed that differentiation requires and promotes discourse about individual needs, goals, and gains, and thus supports acceptance by recognizing the worth of each student.